Okay, and we are back in the lovely sunshine state of Florida today, taking delivery of Mustang version 1.0, or actually a 90% completed version 1.0. I'm so excited not only to see the car, but we also are gonna go and test it, see how she's running. We still gotta dial a few things in, and then once it's all dialed in, then we'll wrap the car, and then there's full version 1.0. You guys will see it when it's unveiled at a very specific location. More on that later. Alright, so we've made it to the Shift Culture shop. We didn't die in our Uber. We came close because the guy started going into oncoming traffic. Swear to God, I was shitting myself for a minute. But now the moment you guys have been waiting for the release of the 90% complete version of the Mustang. May I introduce version 1.0 of the Mustang, or 90% of it. So we just got the angle kit put on the other week, and it's just been sitting at the Shift Culture shop, just kind of in storage in the meantime, because obviously I was away and I didn't want this thing getting hit by more golf balls. But this angle kit setup on here is probably the most aggressive kit I could have gotten for this car, which I'm just realizing now is a problem. Because as you see up here, the fender fitment, you can fit 1 to 2 fingers in. If you go over here, you can't even fit a finger in. So we're gonna test the ride height, because as I said before, this thing is still trying to get dialed in. The other issue is it's tapping the frame. So I'm not 100% certain on what's going on with that. Hey, I'm pausing your video real quick because I need you to pay attention to the front end of the car. Just watch how the whole front end will lift up, and keep that motion in the back of your mind because it'll make a lot more sense later on in the video. It feels smooth. I feel like when I'm going slow or driving normal, it's rubbing or it's jumping or something. It feels a little off, I don't know. All right, so we did end up testing this thing a little bit because of the sole fact that once we drove it forward, I don't know if you guys could see it on this camera, the front lifted up. So it gave me a little bit more room. Now it is still kind of rubbing. So we are gonna take the Z home, which is a little bit different of a plan, but should be a fun one. Okay, and we are officially back for day 2 of trying to get the Mustang up and running. If you guys saw in the last video, we were attempting to take delivery of it, but we realized the front suspension is giving us trouble. So we're heading back up to the shop this morning in the Z to try and get this thing hopefully diagnosed enough. We can A, fix it, or B, we can pick up a new part. And just like that, we are officially back with the falling apart Mustang. Okay, so yesterday you saw the suspension, you couldn't even fit a finger in there, and now it's raised itself back up. You can fit 1 to 2 fingers in. If you go over here, you can't even fit a finger in. What is going on? It just sunk. Yeah. Did it go back up? What the hell is happening? Notice when I go in reverse, the suspension sinks. When I go forward, it raises.
Yesterday, when you did move, it seemed like it just popped up.
That's what happened today when we moved it out.
That would be this. That wouldn't be your angle kit.
So after figuring out it was most likely the front shocks, we decided to check to make sure that it was the same height on both sides.
3/4 of an inch difference. We discovered that the suspension was actually 3/4 of an inch lower than the passenger side. May be why the suspension's acting a little funny. 3/4 of an inch may not sound like a lot, but being that far of a difference up front and that lopsided, that's a big jump. Okay, so this may not solve the raising and lowering issue, so if you know, can you please comment that down below? But this is at least a band-aid on a bullet hole in the meantime while we get prepped for our event. Hopefully this works. Oh. I know, it will refute. I have everything off. That's the annoying part.
Sorry to put a pause on your video, but I wanted to explain this really quickly. As you notice, the rear end of the car wouldn't kick out, even though I had the mode Advanced Track off, which is basically traction and stability control fully turned off. But we discovered the issue with a lot of modern cars is even though it says it's fully off, it's never truly off. So as soon as the car discovered the ground was wet, the car was fighting for its life, trying to prevent the car from spinning out. So we tried to do the old trick of pull a fuse, which allows the car to fully turn everything off.
Do you know what fuse it is?
No. We can look it up real quick.
You have a screwdriver in your pocket?
Yeah, let me just...
Yeah, because we could break the clip off.
Do you get it?
Yeah. Pull the other wire.
I'm on my prime, I'm feeling like Steph. I get my shot and I promise to sweat. Way too long, but I told him I'm next. I need my bag, it's for me to check. Cable was mine, I ain't taking
so happy that the drift mode, like that one simple plug, made everything so much easier. I don't know what system was going on with it. It just would not kick out. The second we unplugged it, game changer. It's working. We built a semi-functioning drift car. Oh. Y'all have no idea how excited I am to finally have this thing somewhat put together. So we believe the suspension may have something to do with it, or had something to do with it, but as you see, as the car sits now, we just jacked up the suspension. I feel like this is just putting a band-aid on a bullet hole. It works. We're not having any rubbing issues, because right now I'm really not going for looks. I just want this car to perform at like the absolute best it can. Now what's left for the Mustang is actually not a whole lot. We have to do OPGs, or oil pump gears, a hydraulic e-brake, and then possibly we might do a removable steering wheel. I'm not 100% positive. And then this thing is all set in stone to go for the special event, and that's where we're going to unveil the final wrap. And for the wrap color, I would love to see your guys' guesses in the comments below of what color you think I'm going with, because we already have a rendering for what it's gonna look like, and it's gonna be nuts. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna be a wrap on today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
I'm on my prime, I'm feeling like Steph. I get my shot and I promise it's wet. Waited too long, but I told him I'm